Hey, welcome to Structure Fishing. I'm Jim Shell. Bit of a different video here for you. Most of the videos on my channel, as many of you are aware, are usually educational videos. I follow the teachings of Buck Perry, who is the father of modern day fishing, just trying to keep his legacy alive and his teachings alive. So that's what a lot of the videos on my channel. But I got something a little different for you here today. I'm going to be talking about Tinyboat Nation, otherwise known as TBN. I probably first saw Tinyboat Nation on Facebook several years ago, and back then, it was just seemed to be. I thought it was a YouTube channel dedicated just to little John boats, as the name of the title says here, Tiny Boat Nation. Yeah, and they probably started out doing a lot of work on small boats, John boats. But and like I said, really never paid attention to them after that until let me get you some pictures here. I've got my, as you know, I've had my 17-foot Triumph boat since 2012. Absolutely love the boat. Never get another boat, but I was never happy with the storage and layout of that boat. I wanted to change it. So last year, I the boat is made out of plastic. So last year, I was convinced in my mind that I built. You can see in this picture here. I built storage on this side of the boat, and I was convinced, with the boat being made out of plastic, that I had to create this out of plastic. So when I first built it, I was sort of happy with it, but as time went on last year, it wasn't. It did its job, but it didn't look. It looks nice in the pictures, but in person, it was just so, and it wasn't really very sturdy. If you walked on this, you had to get up on it very gingerly, and it just wasn't very sturdy, and it wasn't waterproof at all. And I wasn't really happy with it. This was actually, I had rod storage on this side. Let me pull up another picture. This is what the other side of the boat looked like. Same thing, all made out of plastic. Nothing fancy. And I had two lids here, and this was all my storage on this side. But it really just didn't. After I had it for a couple of months, it just didn't. It seemed a little. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I don't want to say rednecky, but it could have looked a lot better, and it should have looked a lot better. So after almost a season of that, I was getting a little frustrated with it, and I wanted to rip it out and start all over again. And that's when I came across Tiny Boat Nation here. I saw one of their videos. They had just talked about, they got tons and tons of videos here about a lot of DIY stuff on doing all kind of different boat builds. And it wasn't just about John boats. It was all kinds of different boats here. So I watched, and I actually became a member. And you can become a member here and get access to a whole bunch of other. You can see here, all kinds of different category stuff, rod locker class, wiring, electrical, um, live wells, EVA foams. I mean, they've got a really great do-it-yourself website here. So I just want to share my experience with it. First, a little bit of experience from what I know about Tiny Boat Nation. Very interesting story here. Mike, who's the founder of Tiny Boat Nation, was started the YouTube. It's really three businesses. The first business was the YouTube channel. He started. I think it wasn't really well. Let's go take a look here. Go to videos. Oldest, about 10 years ago, 9 to 10 years ago is when it started here, and he was just from what I can tell, the weekend warrior. He had a small boat and just filmed all the modifications, upgrades he did on his boat, and it really took off. I think it became so successful that Mike quit his uh, regular 9 to 5 job and is doing this full time now. And so he's got the first business is the YouTube channel, which seems to be very successful, almost 200,000 subs. And then that got so popular, people wanted to know the materials, how to buy the stuff, that they started a website selling the stuff here, which here online store right here. Click on that, and then you get the tbnation.net store here. and they sell everything you need for any kind of do-it-yourself boat job. All the aluminum framing, angles, dry hatches, graft mounts, hinges, framing kits, rivets, aluminum sheets, I mean, et cetera, et cetera. Um, live wells too. I mean, anything related to do it yourself. So this was the second business they did, and then after that they started a third business, which was the stores or shops. Let me find it here. They started shops where you can actually take your boat and get. If you don't want to do it yourself, they had three shops where you can go to and get the work done. Have the work done professionally. I live in the Chicagoland area, so it was only about a little bit over a 2-hour drive, if I'm not mistaken, 2:15 maybe, to get to the location he's got in Central Illinois. And from what I can tell, uh, that's their main hub. I mean, that store or that location does a lot of work compared to their location in Georgia. And this Maryland location, I think, is fairly new. I don't remember seeing that till just recently here. So I initially went on the online store and was going to buy the dry hatches and do it myself. And I got price. I actually had an order in, was getting got prices for all this stuff, and then I called up down there, talked to Nate, who is the owner, and I thought, well, give me a price to do it here, and I gave him some drawings. Let me see if I can find them here. Yeah, so I emailed this over to Nate. So I emailed this over to Nate here, gave him a rough sketch of my boat here. I told him, that I wanted, you can see right here, I drew it out here, sketched it up what I wanted here. I wanted two 10 by 24 hatches here for my storage access. This was going to be for this section here for my depth finders. And on this side here, I wanted rod storage, and I wanted this to be all EVA foaming. And that's what I gave him here. And sketched it up to him, and he got back to me with a price. And I thought it was a little bit high at first, but then I thought about it. How much of a premium I was paying having it done by him, and I thought, you know what, I think it's going to be worth it. It's going to look a lot better than doing it myself. So I sent it in. I called him up, and the timing was just perfect. This was, I think, early June, and he was in between. He had about a week and a half window with not much activity going to the shop, so it was timing worked out perfect. I believe the next day, I took my boat down there. I took some pictures of how the boat looked when I took it down there. I ripped my crappy stuff out of here, and this is what he had, a open area here. Let me see if I can get the other picture on the other side. You can see the other side here, all open. So, I wanted a rod storage on this side and tackle storage on the other side. And I'll take you outside and give you a walk through the boat, but it turned out perfect. Much better than than I would have done myself, to be honest with you. Very, very happy with the work he did over there. When I picked up the boat about a week and a half later, Nate showed me around the shop. He looked around, and he told me at the time that he's done work in 29 states. People from 29 different states, people have come down here, dropped off their boat, and had some modifications done. When I was down there, he had a boat waiting to get picked up. It was a really big John boat that was completely decked out like you wouldn't believe. I believe he said it was for a Major League Baseball player that he wanted a decked out boat fishing on his private pond, I believe. I forgot what he said that the total cost of that was, but it was quite a bit. But it was a Cadillac of a boat, though. But like I say, I'm very, very happy with my boat. You can see the before pictures. Here's another picture here. You can see my homemade little storage bins on the side, which weren't strong enough to stand on, that were leaked water, weren't watertight at all. Everything still got wet in there when it rained. But I'll take you outside and show you what the boat looks like now. What a great job they did. Everything open to show you guys. Try to go over really quick here. Here's the rod storage. I've had as many as 9 or 10 rods in there.
And I don't know if you can see back in there, but the Triumph boat originally had a couple of holes in there to put some rods in there, so I can actually fit, you know, 8-foot long rods in here, a few of them, no problem. Other than that, 6'6", 6'9", which are most of my rod lengths, fit in here no problem. There's the rod storage. Let's look over on the other side. Here is the tackle storage, and I can fit at least 7-8 tackle boxes, if not more. Well, probably just in this section alone, and in this section here, just a few more boxes, some miscellaneous stuff, a soft bag, but plenty of storage space. This is what I always wanted for the Triumph, and now I've got it. I did all the electrical wiring myself. What Tinyboat Nation gave me was just this electrical panel cover. I cut the openings in there for the my rocker switches, fuel gauge, on-off switch, battery disconnect switch there. So I'm very happy with how it came out. I had to replace the EVA flooring, same pattern, same color, but supposedly a better, higher grade product. Got no complaints with it. They did a great job on here, and like I said, you can close this, and of course they're all lockable. Oh, one thing why I've got this open here, they call them watertight latches, whatever, because there's a little lip in here, you can see right here, and there's a drain right here. You can see the drain hole goes down to a tube which goes out to the back of the boat. That's how they make them watertight there. So any water that gets in here hits this channel and would run down in the back and out the hole over here. But this thing is so sturdy, so strong. You can jump, dance on this thing, no worry. It's made out of aluminum side here, really reinforced. You can just see how beefy it is over there. There are 4 lights I have that I installed myself on a switch to come in handy when I'm doing night fishing. But again, couldn't be happier with the way the boat turned out. Let's get a different view. Another recent upgrade I did actually just a month ago. I bought new seats here. These are made by Wise. I bought them on Amazon. I'll throw a little picture. I think they're $130 if I'm not mistaken. But those, I think they're called Millennium seats, are like this. They're real popular. This is just a different brand. But they're supposed to keep you cool, keep you dry. They dry off really quick. That's the main reason I got them. So far, they work out pretty good. Recap here. Once again, this is not a Tinyboat Nation has no idea about this video coming out, and I don't want this to make it seem like it's a paid advertisement for them. I just wanted to share my experience with them because I love the job they did. And anyone else out there looking to get some work done on their boat, you know, call up the shops there. Again, they have 3 businesses. I think it started, as I said, with the making YouTube videos, Mike making YouTube videos on do-it-yourself. And if you're looking for the parts for the do-it-yourself, you're having trouble finding all the parts and accessories you need, then you go to their store, Tinyboat Nation shop. And if you want to have the work done at one of their shops, you can check out one of their shops over there. Again, I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out here. I finally got the boat, the layout that I always wanted here, my Triumph. Plenty of storage, and I still have a lot of space in the boat here, so I'm pretty happy with it. So appreciate you guys watching.